Is a silver slingshot move coming? For the powerful emperor, for the wise king, this lofty mountain of silver could conquer the world. That was said in 1561 by King Philip II. Powered by an intricate set of 22 dams, 140 mills churned out silver. It was an impressive feat of engineering given the time. Slaves were forced to carry 25 loads of 100-pound sacks per day. At an elevation of 13,000 feet, death was as frequent occurrence as pneumonia and respiratory infections were rampant. Legend says you could build a bridge from Potosí to Madrid with all the silver mined and one back with the bones of the miners. The discovery of Cerro Rico, Spanish for rich mountain, turned a tiny Peruvian village into the fourth largest city in the Christian world in 70 years. Coined the first city of capitalism, Potosí was home to the world's richest silver deposit. Over a 200-year period, over 1.4 billion ounces of silver was mined from the region. At its peak in the 17th century, over 150,000 Peruvians, African slaves, and Spanish settlers called Potosí home. At the time, the population of Potosí was larger than London, Milan, or Seville. Silver has no shortage of war and fortune-making stories. From the days of the Hunt brothers cornering the silver market to Warren Buffett buying over 112 million ounces of silver and calling it for investment purposes rather than outright cornering, to the JP Morgan short position, the booms and busts of silver have truly been exceptional, putting the testicular fortitude of even the strongest silver bulls to the test. Much to the rage of silver bugs, while gold has steadily grinded higher over the past few years, silver was left behind. The gold spot price is up nearly 40% year to date, while silver spot is treading water. Change may be afoot. The anything it takes economic policy of central banks and governments around the world is shaking things up across the spectrum of investment types. Since March 23, 2020, silver has been one of the top performing major commodities, outperforming gold by a significant margin, reminding everyone that silver is a monetary metal. The hedge fund and managed money crowd is not all in on silver yet. Below is a chart which shows the commitment of traders, I call it COT, non-commercial long position of silver. Will this change? What I find equally interesting is that the commercial group is less short than their average short positions over the last 5 years. The commercial group is made up of producers and others who manage business risk by hedging futures positions. It's logical to think that when the commercial group has a large short position, prices are likely near a high point. The opposite would be equally true. Below is the commercial positioning. While all this points to support higher prices for silver, the only question that matters for investors is this: will silver and silver stocks take off? So far, they haven't. Below is the returns comparison so far since March 23, 2020, the meltdown lows. However, looking back in history, when silver miners move, boy, do they move big. What you're looking at now is a chart which shows large silver producers from 2009 to 2011 during the last big run. You'll see that while silver surged a little over 300%, producers at the time were up over 500%. Even Fresnillo, the world's largest silver producer, was up over 500%. Many junior producers were up over 1,000% during the run. But don't forget the cardinal rule of speculating. You have to take your gains off the table. You can see how the right silver stocks can produce mind-boggling leveraged gains over the spot price of silver. Who are the largest silver producers? After the Goldcorp merger with Newmont is actually projected to be the world's largest silver producer. Many investors might find it odd that one of the world's largest gold companies churns out the most silver, but it's true. What you're looking at now is a chart that shows the expected 5 top silver producers in the world by year-end 2020. Newmont is one of the world's largest gold producers in the world. Fresnillo is the world's largest silver producing company. KGHM is the Polish state-owned company that is the largest copper producer in Poland, and they produce the third largest amount of silver in the world as a byproduct from their copper mines. Pan American Silver, started by my good friend Ross Speedy, who's the chairman, is the best bet, in my opinion, of all of these for silver exposure. Then you have Glencore, the large base metal producer that has silver as a byproduct. What's next for silver? Silver is useful both as an industrial metal and also as a monetary metal, as a store of value. This has the potential to be a double whammy for prices over the next 3 to 24 months. In theory, depreciating currencies should help stores of value like silver and gold. At the same time, that anything it takes to keep the economy going approached by the central banks is positive for industrial uses. It's not unreasonable to think that silver could catch a serious bid and soar to much higher prices. As always in natural resource speculations, you need to be invested in the right projects and the right management teams in the right jurisdictions, or you and your investment will be left in the dust. Did you know that over half the world's silver production is produced in regions without US swap lines? Yes, over half the world's silver comes from negative swap line nations. I believe that US swap lines will play a huge role in mine production and company valuations moving forward, because it's about pricing risk properly. The recent historical run in precious metal stocks has lit a massive rocket under the performance of the stocks in our portfolio. My largest core position, a precious metal producer, is up over 102% over the portfolio cost base in the Katusa Resource Opportunities. Just to catch up to its peers, at today's gold price over $1,700, this stock could easily trade 50 to 75% higher. One of our core gold takeover gold targets is up over 200%, and I expect it to ride higher on positive drill results. Another takeover candidate is up over 100% since its March lows. And our two most recent additions to the KRO portfolio, incidentally, both precious energy stocks, are up over 118%. And yes, we took a Katusa free ride, and we're paying a fat dividend with no risk. And up 43%, also I took a Katusa free ride, and it's also paying a juicy dividend, are doing stellar, and I expect them to go higher. If you've missed out because you were on the sidelines, don't fret. I'm very close to pulling the trigger on a monster deal for myself and subscribers. There will be no marketing, no promotion to jazz you up about it. The alert on this company, I believe, will be one of the biggest precious metal deals of 2020. If I can pull it off, I will be committing a significant dollar amount myself personally to be the lead order of the deal. And the only way you can get in the deal is to be in the room before I send out the alert. Click on the link below to find out how to become a member of Katusa's Resource Opportunities. Stay safe and healthy. Marin.